the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Beard. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sideline. As we close in on the start of the playoffs, let's see how the West is stacking up. We take a look at the Timberwolves. They're trying to get in the playoffs here. If they stay the course, they will. And checking out Portland, they're looking to turn it around down at the bottom of the conference now.
And I think for Minnesota, they've fulfilled a lot of the promise they showed coming into the season. But they just haven't taken that next leap forward so many thought they might.
They still had enough players take positive steps forward to call this season a success. Maybe they're not at the top of the standings where they hope they'd be, but they're in really good position in terms of the playoff picture.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Shaedon Sharpe is out there with Anthony Simons. Then it's DeAndre Ayton. Then it's Avdia, and it's Kamare in at the 3. And for the Timberwolves, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Gobert is out there with Randall, and it's Conley in at the point guard. And Greg, what stands out for both of these rosters is that they both feature top-tier.
And Kevin, that bodes well for us, right? There's a lot of speed, some great athleticism. I'm sure we're going to get some highlight reel plays tonight.
And each season, GA, it seems like Anthony Simons is given more and more responsibility.
And you can understand why. He's proven to be a versatile scorer, and now we are seeing him take the next step with his playmaking.
And he makes the first. And when you're a knockdown shooter like you were, with the kind of athleticism that Anthony Simons possesses, Brent, you're in rarefied air.
Yeah, no doubt Anthony, one of those guys, really tough to stop. You got to pick your poison with him. That quickness and his ability to get to the rim, though, that can impact what they do offensively.
Back in the late 80s and early 90s, Brent, the Blazers had a real chance to win some titles.
Oh, man, they ran into some great teams, too, Kevin. The Bad Boy Pistons and then the Bulls, obviously, with Michael Jordan. Winning a title in those days took something special, and the Blazers were right there.
Up top, Sharpe, pass to Simons. Second chance shot, and it's good on the way in.
Finding a way through. Contact comes Simons' way, and he just avoids it.
The Minnesota Timberwolves coming to this one following a loss to the Thunder in Oklahoma City. And here is McDaniels. Back to Conley. Three-pointer, Randall. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Well, here's what the Timberwolves head coach had to say when we spoke to him earlier. Now, he highlighted the problems that come along with facing a center like DeAndre Ayton. Coach said DeAndre impacts the game on both ends of the floor. He can score inside, shoot the mid-range jumper, and defensively, he can protect the rim and switch out on the perimeter. Certainly a talented young center. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David.
And don't let Edwards' position fool you. Anthony is built like a linebacker. That upper body strength helps him down low.
Now, here's Simons. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. Knocks down the three ball. Simons has got 7.
So Simons loves to take threes. He's dependable from there.
Outside, Edwards. Pass to Gobert. Here's McDaniels. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Now, here's Simons. He has 7. Over Conley. And it's Simons missing. And so Conley will bring the ball up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Trailing by 2. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with the win.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
It was definitely that defense that carried them to that huge win that night. You have to figure they'll be primed to wreak even more havoc here in this one.
Now, here's Avdia. Anthony Edwards unable to get his last shot to go in. Three-pointer, Simons. Again, Simons missing. Amaran. Gobert with the block.
And when Gobert is playing with this kind of aggression on that end, there aren't many better at defending it.
Randle outside. Now here's McDaniel. He's covered closely. Randle finds Edwards. Pocket 6. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
Maybe a time to rest him right now. Just give him a bit of a breather. Try to help him get back on track.
Here's Simons. And such a nice move to make the basket work. Simons has got his third bucket of the night.
Shots are just flowing him right now, having a really strong quarter.
There's a good screen for three. Edwards. The rebound by Simons.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
Now, here's Avdia. One of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. Pass to Kamare. They get the rebound. Here's Simons. Goes up again. He lays it in. Simons has got 11 points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team.
For your Timberwolves.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Clark comes in for McDaniels. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Edwards. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley. And then for the Trailblazers, Klingon, he's checked in for Ayton. Grant comes in for Shaedon Sharpe. And Henderson subbed in for Anthony Simons. Alexander Walker on the wing. Real disappointing game for him in that loss to Oklahoma City. Pass to Reid. 6 to shoot. DiVincenzo against Henderson. DiVincenzo can't hit it. Looking at Portland, they took a win in their last game against the Los Angeles Lakers. Avdia kicks to Henderson. Back to Avdia. There's the pick. Beyond the arc. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. 19 seconds left to play in the first. And he recovers it. Now DiVincenzo. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. That's a 2 from Randle. Count it! He got it!
That's how you do it. Stay patient, wait for the opportunity, and boom.
That's exactly how you want to close out the quarter, too, with some confidence.
What a performance from Anfernee Simons. He has been the story for Portland. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. And we'll be right back after this. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yeah, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that in going in there and collecting some boards.
Timberwolves trail by 6. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
You've got Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo. He's out there with Edwards. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Miller in at the 4 slot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves.
No doubt that Jeremy Grant wants to become a better shooter, showing signs of progress in his catch-and-shoot game.
DiVincenzo passes to Reid to the middle. Here's Alexander-Walker.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively, because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
Klingon the screen for Grant. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Timberwolves trail by 7. DiVincenzo passes to Edwards. Edwards on the bounce. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
And it's just never easy to get stops in this league, but they had a smart game plan defensively, and I felt like that was the difference.
Well, good defensive game plan, and then carrying it out for 48 minutes. That really helped them out in that last game.
And Brent, you hear some players now having their shooting motion analyzed with optical recognition. More data for the shot doctors.
Well, Kevin, information is one thing, but disseminating that information and being able to communicate that to a player is really where the rubber meets the road. How are you going to help him grow with that kind of analysis?
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Einad's checked in. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David. Here's Alexander-Walker. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
Now, here's Thibault. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
No, he should know better. He knows that's not his game, which is why we don't see him take that shot off. That kind of looks like a predictable shot, one that they want. The defense has to prevent the ball from getting into that sweet spot.
Grant outside. The 3. Rebound by Alexander-Walker. Timberwolves have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. And once known for his defense, Jeremy Grant has become a knockdown three-point shooter. Brenny's fun to watch.
Yeah, that's really opened up some lanes for him as a player to do more, become more complete. I mean, his slashing game has come along. He's been a better rebounder. And if you foul him, he's going to cash in at the free throw line.
And we've got a timeout called by Chauncey Billups. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. An almost entirely new group here from Portland. Well, you got to help out the team whenever you can, and this group of shooting guards have helped out on the glass for their respective teams this year. In the third spot, Anthony Edwards.
And these are sort of your do-it-all guys. I mean, even if rebounding isn't necessarily a priority for shooting guards, it's still something that helps your team get wins.
Well, the effort plays are very important. That's what these guys do. Like you said, the rebounds they provide from the off-guard spot can sometimes make the difference between winning or going home with your tail between your legs.
Now, here's Sharp. Still without a basket. The shot's good from Simons.
Well, you got to find ways to keep feeding Anthony Simons. Right now, this guy is on fire.
Pass to McDaniels. Puts it up from 12. Edwards can't hit.
This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
Here's Sharp. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. Sharp's got the lead up to 11 now for the Trailblazers.
And not just an athlete. Sharp is very crafty with the ball in his hand.
Randall outside. Takes the 13-footer, and that's off the glass and in. Randall's got his second bucket of the night.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Here's Sharp. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Simon.
A moment here to look at some numbers for Denny Abdia. He's right around 17 points tonight, 7 rebounds and 4 assists. And very few players in the league can go out and produce like he has. Just a great stretch for him.
He keeps playing like this, and you know in arenas, especially at home, when the star player is playing this well, those MVP chants come raining down.
Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for Minnesota. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Kamara's checked in. Randall no good.
He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from three-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
And you make it easy on Simons when you leave someone that wide open. He's always looking to make the extra pass.
Conley kicks to DiVincenzo. Randall outside. Traps in the tray. Randall's got 5 points in the quarter.
And they're hitting the long-range shots that they were missing in the first quarter, but still have ground to make up.
Conley against Simon. Fires for 3. Rebound, Minnesota. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
Well, let's hope there isn't any carryover from that letdown in this one.
Now, here's Sharp. Following the miss by Julius Randle.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Conley for 3. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And the first half is now in the books. Trailblazers lead by 8. From Target Center, back in a moment.
Hey, everybody. Psst. I got a secret. We're approaching the playoffs, and we are starting the show with a breakdown of the Western Conference standings.
Taking a look at Portland, they've wanted this to be a turnaround season. They have a few building blocks, but the roster construction is not complete. This front office has some tough decisions to make.
Turning back now to our game, lots of positives in that first half for the Trailblazers.
One big reason they're up, they're controlling the glass, both boxing out and crashing in.
Yeah, you could tell rebounding was a point of emphasis for them coming into this game.
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, one half to go. One of the stories here, Anfernee Simons getting it done today.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Yeah, you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
Here is Conley. Hasn't made one yet. Hey, Brett, what's one area where we really see these Portland Trailblazers excelling?
Well, they're great on the offensive glass. They have presence on the inside. They have a ton of focus on just collecting rebounds. So great at retrieving those misses.
Here's who Chauncey Billups will start the second half with. They've got Sharp. Avdia is out there with DeAndre Ayton. Then it's Anfernee Simons. And it's Kamare in at the three. Now here's Edwards. Following the miss by DeAndre Ayton. Here's Conley. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Avdia with a defensive effort.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Love the combination of skill and athleticism. Anfernee Simons exploding offensively here.
Now here's Conley. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Pass to Sharp. Back to Simons. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
And now a look at Rudy Gobert here. How's the last month of basketball been for him? And he's also ranked in the top 10 in blocks per game. No trespassing when he's in the lane.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. Conley, the pass to McDaniels. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. With the shot. Gets an open look and hits. McDaniels got 5 now.
Yeah, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Now here's Simons. He's got 16. Over Conley. And it's Simons missing.
Yeah, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half.
Trailblazers leading by 5. Here's Kamare. Ayton missed screen. Sharp the pass to Avdia. Shot clock at 3. Here's Kamare. Again the miss by the Trailblazers.
Yeah, starting the half here 1 for 5, and the offense might need an ironing out.
McDaniels kicks to Randall. And here's Edwards from the arc. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Now just a 2-point Portland lead.
Something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow. You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle with.
And we've got a timeout called by Chauncey Billups. He wants to talk to his guys. check in for Minnesota. And now let's take a look at the 2K leaderboard as we've gotten into the second half of the season. These teams have become better and better, scoring points off turnovers. In the third spot, the Timberwolves.
And since the break, we've seen them ambush their opponents with that attacking brand of defense. And boy, have they reaped the rewards offensively.
Now, here's Sean. Avdia, the pass to Simons. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
Oh, gritty inside. Simons amongst the big bodies.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Edwards inside. Defended by Sharp. Good work there as it goes. Edwards got 5 points now this quarter.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Yeah, this is not the team that we saw in the first quarter right now. Way more confident out there, and the cohesion of the team is impressive.
Now, here's Sharp. 6 on the shot clock. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. A moment now to check out some numbers for Anthony Edwards.
And he's gotten very shaky at the foul line in the last 5 games. Compared to his numbers through the rest of the season, I know he's frustrated and he'll be desperate to get it turned around here tonight.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Sharp. And Henderson subbed in for Anfernee Simons. Now here's Randall. He has 7. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. Avdia dishes to Henderson. Back to Avdia. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Grant. And he comes up with the deuce. Grant's got 6.
In the last few years, we've seen a nice leap from Jeremy Grant, including how effective he can be in that spot.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Blazers are in the midst of a rebuild. Coach Chauncey Billups said it's been a tough couple of years. I'm just here every day grinding through it, helping my guys the best I can. I'm ready for that challenge and that pressure to go out and compete with these best teams. In the NBA, Kevin, this sort of thing takes time.
A lot of time, but the West is tough, David. Thank you. Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Reed comes in for Rudy Gobert, and it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Edwards. Another miss by Minnesota. Trailblazers leading by 4. Right side, Avdia. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Clark, he's checked in for Mike Conley. Minnesota's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Here's Randall. Pass to Reed. Now DiVincenzo. Reed with a screen on Henderson. DiVincenzo can't hit it.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And here's Henderson. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. And the wide open shot from Avdia. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. He's got 6.
Gotta like the confidence there. Shots like this prove Avdia is a solid scorer.
Clark outside. Randall against Avdia. A jump hook, and the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Randall's got 9. Trailblazers leading by 4. Grant with the ball. He has 6. Puts up a deep 3. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Trailblazers out in front. They're up by 4. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Sometimes it happens when the offense is struggling, but every now and then this helps with the offensive uptick right there. Great job of setting his teammate up.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Reed is out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then there's Dante DiVincenzo. Then there's Edwards. And it's Garza in at the 5, down low. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for them.
Pass to Reed. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by Thibault.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him. And that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
Clinging with it. Over Edwards. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
DiVincenzo finds Edwards. Here's Garza. Henderson defending. Garza no good. Trailblazers leading by 4. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Klingon. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Boy, Greg, it seems like the big men have returned. And Donovan Klingon is one of them.
Yes, he is 7'2" with a wingspan to match. The capability to dominate the paint, and his impact is felt at both ends of the court.
Free throw good. Klingon. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Conley now comes in for Alexander Walker. And a switch here also for Portland. Banton's checked in. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And so Edwards will bring it up for Minnesota. A 6-point game. Reed with a screen on Grant. And here's Edwards from the arc. Drills it from outside.
Well, he just nailed his second 3 of the half, guys. I'd be very aware of that if I were the defense right now.
And so Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Timberwolves making a change here. Clark's checked in, and the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Rupert's checked in with a short break in the action. Gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Chauncey Billups coaching up his team during that break. Coach was really hyping up his guys. He told them, this is what it's all about, fellas. You're in this spot for a reason. Go out and take this win. We'll see if they can follow those instructions. Guys?
Thanks, David. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Pass to Henderson. Grant sets a screen for Henderson. Now Grant down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one good. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
Nice control by Grant through the tough mid-range jumper. That's a shot of confidence.
Clark outside. Reed with a screen for Clark. No good with the triple. For Portland, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Pastor Henderson clinging with it. Grant outside. Clinging with it. He's against Reed. Sinks the triple.
D has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
Conley surveying the D. Edwards against Grant. Rebound by Williams.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
Now here's Williams. Grant on the wing. Henderson for 3. Good, and Grant gets the assist.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Julius Randle comes in for Clark. And it's McDaniels in for Dante DiVincenzo. Edwards inside, defended by Sharp.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Here's Algia. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Michael Conley picks one up.
Really good work on forcing the D to compromise.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Trailblazers.
Credit them for not settling. I mean, they've been in attack mode off the dribble all game long, and thus far, it's paying off.
And there's been another bonus to what's happened with them tonight, and that's the offensive rebounding. They're boxing out. They're getting up extra shots. That could be a difference maker in the result.
Brent, of all the things I can ask you, I've thought about this one. What would you say is the most important thing a team has to do to be an NBA champion?
Kevin, it's pretty simple. Accept your role. And when that happens, stars will be stars, and role players will be there to support the stars in any way they possibly can. But to accept your role and to sacrifice for the good of the team, it's going to give you a chance to hold that trophy.
Oh, here's Edwards. Will it go? And finished off by Edwards.
What a huge flush by Edwards, showing off right now.
And great camera work showing up on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. They can burn some clock if they want to.
And get a little breather as well.
A nice shot by Simons. Simons has got the lead up to 12 now for Portland.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, and our man is going for the jugular.
Conley the pass to McDaniels. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet.
That's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Conley against Simon. And that one drops for him.
Well, Simon's known for a guy who can really get it going from behind the line, and he can do some damage. He's got length and vertical ability from there.
Oh, here's Edwards over Sharp. Good on that shot, and with that, the Trailblazer lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Edwards.
Hard to leave any player that wide open from that distance.
Here's Simons. Pass to Kamare. Back to Simons for the three. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's McDaniels. He takes it in.
And showing he can make plays for others. Edwards moving it with conviction.
Trailblazers leading by 8. Now here's Simons. Avdia, a screen on Conley. Simons with the ball. Now defended by Randall. Simons against Randall. 4 on the shot clock. And it's Simons missing. It's Edwards on the wing. Defended by Sharp. Edwards' shot is good.
And he is built to be the man for this team. Edwards answering the bell and executing.
And that's an intentional foul.
Second personal foul. Team foul.
A chance here to possibly put it out of reach.
This is when you really need to maintain your focus.
Now, here's Simons. Plays it up off the glass.
And while he's not the biggest guy in the world, Simons will battle and make some tough shots like that one.
And the Timberwolves call time here. 16 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And a little late to implement a plan B. This game is a wrap.
Well, I'm going to use the cliche here. You can't take your timeouts with you, so they're going to use it.
Sixteen seconds left in the game. It's good from beyond the arc.
And give credit to Gobert there. Excellent pass to an open teammate.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Anthony Edwards. 3rd personal foul. 4th team foul. 2 shots. Sharp.
the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
Now, Sharp was a mystery man back in that 2022 draft, not playing a minute of college basketball, but drafted in the top 10 because of this upside.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Free throws always a little bit sweeter when they can add to your lead.
So the Trailblazers win it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end, but the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Anfernee Simons.